what you here for? Strictly business. Yeah. You want a job or get rich? I'm bossed up. 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 Got boss in my IV. Just check my ID, and that's why I be the HNIC. People despise me. My services ain't free. Ain't trying to hear your story, homie. Cop me, no please. In high school, corner, quarterback. Nowadays, corner, quarter sack. Keep that on the low. Rappers turning into rats. Fly snitching on they self. DEA ransack.
What's good? How's everybody doing? You know what it is. It's a mother effing football Friday. Your boy OG is in the building. Moolage is in the building. Let's get it popping. Let's get it cracking. Let's get into. We was about to get into it backstage. Let's get into it real quick. This Jerry Jeudy, Mark Schlereth beef on the Twitter or X, as the kids want to call it today.
However you want to describe the Bird app, or what used to be the Bird app before Elon Musk. Yeah. However you guys want to go about that. But yeah, it has been going down in the off season of the NFL on said app. And
well, it's been going there because I want to get into Go ahead. Well, go ahead. Get into the Mark Schlereth and then.
Hey Jerry. Man, all I was gonna say is the Twitter fingers is working right now. That's all I'm saying. Okay, the Twitter fingers is working amongst the NFL players, and it's even got to where the analysts are starting to get into it, ex-NFL players. And I'm not even gonna lie to you, bro. I absolutely love it. So if you have not been paying attention, or if you've been kind of living under a rock or just don't really care, Mark Schlereth and Jerry Jeudy have been going back and forth a little bit on Twitter. As we know, Jerry Jeudy signed with the Browns, which a lot of people have been calling for. A change of scenery. Hopefully, that changes the trajectory of his career. And the Browns extended him, gave him a empty contract and whatnot. Mark Schlereth came out, had some words, basically saying, he doesn't really deserve it, and the 4th and 5th round pick kind of proves that he is just another guy. And Jerry Jeudy caught wind of it and responded in his own right, saying, well, it's bag season and I'm on the up and up, and there's nothing that you can say to bring me down. And Mark Schlereth was like, well, I think you spelled it wrong, brother. It's more like bust season. So you are, as Steve Smith said, just another guy. So we're just gonna, keep it at that and, leave that. But it's just interesting to me, man. Like, a lot of these guys, man, they're not putting up with the disrespect, man, on the social media, on the X app, brother. And I'm not gonna lie to you, I'm here for all of it. I absolutely love every single bit.
Is it disrespect though?
No, it's not actually. It's actually facts.
I mean, because had to catch Nick wrong in another one of his bullshits, because we're going to talk about wide receiver duos, who you think, AFC, NFC, who has the best wide receiver duos, or at least the top 5. And Chris Broussard had brought up Amari Cooper and Jerry Jeudy. And Nick Wrong was like, nah, Jerry Jeudy he's whack, he's ass, he da-da-da-da. And I'm like, wait a minute. But see, when you talk about Russ, you put Jerry Jeudy in the same conversation as CeeDee Lamb. But now you want to back out of that and say he was no good. See, but this is the same argument that he makes when comparing other players. We're getting to the basketball shit in another show. Mm-hmm. But see, this is why I kept trying to tell everybody, it's like, it all wasn't Russ' fault in Denver. He was playing with a not good cast.
I mean, you can see that. Just look at it. I'm not even gonna lie to you. Like, and it's crazy how now this is starting to come out. There's been a lot of people that have been talking about how the time has passed on by Sean Payton, and he really doesn't really know what he was doing, and he was saved a lot by Drew Brees and bailed out a lot by Drew Brees and a good defense. And I'm just starting looking at it like, I mean, I'm not saying you wrong, but I'm not saying you right, but I'm also not saying you lying.
So what's going to be the excuse next year if the Broncos are asked again?
I mean, we don't have a quarterback. We don't have a quarterback.
Well,
I'm just playing.
then we're gonna blame it on they got a rookie quarterback, or they're gonna come up with something. They're gonna come up with something.
We lost Justin Simmons. Justin Simmons is gone. We don't have a safety.
Right. And but back to the Jerry Jeudy shouldn't really say anything to anybody about anything football related.
I mean, do you have the right? Do you have the right?
No.
You don't have the right, sir. I'm sorry to tell you, bro, but you don't have the right to do so. Like, you were, what, a top 10 pick?
Yeah.
Jerry.
You've never had over 1,000 yards in a season.
Jerry. Like,
I think the most catches he's had in a season was like 70 something.
Like,
maybe.
No, 67.
67.
With 972. And 6 touchdowns, like Jerry, brother. Like, I get it. I understand. I understand, but I'm not even gonna lie to you. You should probably start sitting these conversations out until you produce more.
You gotta sit down. You gotta sit down and shut the fuck up. That's what you gotta do.
On the field. Like, if you can start to produce more on the field, hey, you can talk as much as you fucking want to. But
because are we 100% sure? I don't know. I gotta double check. Is Elijah Moore still on the Browns?
Yep, I believe so.
Are we 100% sure that he's going to be the number 2 in Cleveland with Elijah Moore there?
Well, I mean, and with him getting better, right? Because he still is young, right? With him getting better, there's no saying.
Elijah Moore is only in his 2nd season now.
Officially, yep. Last season was officially his 3rd.
Last year was his 3rd.
Mm-hmm. So I mean, but just looking at it, 104 receptions to 59, 65, or 104 targets to 59 receptions, 65 targets to 37 receptions, 77. So he's catching well over 50% of his passes, right? His success rate is at 45, damn near 50% as well. And he's more dynamic in the run game as well. So I mean,
I was about to say, and they use him like Debo.
So I mean, it's not far-fetched to say that in year 4 he starts to take the step up to get a higher role or more responsibility in that offense. And with an aging Amari Cooper, even though he is still relatively young, but with an aging Amari Cooper, he's going to be looked at as more of the vet. You still got David Njoku at tight end. So yes, bringing in Jerry Jeudy does bolster this receiver core, but at the end of the day, like, he still has to show up. He still has to produce. You know what I'm saying? Like, he can't just come and be just a guy on that offense. Like, you're going to get Sean back. You're going to get Nick Chubb back. You're going to get that offensive line back. You're going to get a lot of those defensive players that were out back. So at the end of the day, there's really not going to be any excuse as to why the Browns can't make another run and be more successful in this run with all the retooling and revamping that they've been doing. So it's really going to be on you. Like, honestly, I'm not even going to lie to you. I don't think he should have went to the Browns, because next year there's going to be a lot of spotlight on him. You got the defensive player of the year, coach of the year, the comeback player of the year.
You win arguably now the best division in football.
Like quite literally, and you have to come up and you have to prove it. You're going to see the Bengals twice a year. You're going to see the Steelers twice a year. You're going to see the Ravens twice a year. All those games are most likely going to have playoff implications. Yep. Right? Ranking implications. So at the end of the day, like, that's what I'm saying. Like, I really don't think you went to the right team or really went to the right division, because like that division is going to be super, super, super competitive, and all eyes are going to be on that division at all times.
He would have been best served. The Bengals are best served going to a team on a 1-year deal, like the Bears.
Honestly, that's probably him and Keenan Allen should have switched places,
because he could go there without no expectations on him or the team, and he can just go ball.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? You going to Cleveland, getting the extension, they're looking at you as you're going to be the number 2.
Yeah, you're going to be that guy for us. You have to be that guy for us. And in the league where Joe Burrow and the Bengals are retooling. The Ravens are starting to load back up again.
Look, shit.
The Steelers are looking even better because now they got a quarterback.
Nothing for nothing, he could have went to Buffalo.
Honestly, that should have been. I think that'd have been a better spot for him. Probably one of the best spots for him. Or shit, my thought is New England. They don't got nobody over there. You can be there. You can really be the guy over there. Get all the targets.
But they ain't really got no quarterback either.
They ain't got no quarterback either. But I mean, at the end of the day, we don't know what New England's going to do in the draft, right? So even if they do end up taking Drake May or taking one of these guys in the draft, that even one of the guys that's not talked about, like at the end of the day, they still don't have no guy over there. Like you can still go over there and be that guy to the point where now they're building that offense around you. You know what I'm saying? So I just feel like going to the Browns and going to that division that's a tough ask, bro, because that division with everybody retooling, the Steelers coming back, they got good receivers. Now they got a quarterback and they have a backup quarterback just in case Russ either gets hurt or falls in his face, whatever the case may be. They got a better O-line. I know Russ is going to ball out. Trust me. I'm not saying that.
It's a good transition because that was the next topic I wanted to get to.
Bet. Let's get into it.
Because they had a conversation on First Things First about Russ getting cut from the Steelers. Yeah, for a very what do they call them? A variation of things, for a variety of things. Variety. They said that one, Justin Fields can go into camp and beat him out for the job, which I don't believe. I don't at the moment.
I don't have high hopes for that because Russ is the veteran. He's a Super Bowl winning quarterback, and that's definitely something that you got to put respect on. And I get it. He's coming off not even a bad season last year, but a lot of media turmoil.
Russ had a solid, like he was a top 10 quarterback. Like at the end of the day,
it's more media turmoil than anything.
Right. And the way I see it is, and the way they was talking about it was, even if the wheels were to happen to fall off or whatever, you can't have Russ on the team as a backup quarterback. So they would have to release him at that point in time, or he would actually be released at that point in time. And what I said is this: the second that they made the trade for Justin Fields, I would have went to the front office and be like, look, just let me go now. Like, release me, trade me, find a trade partner, and get me up out of the paint, and let the young boy go do his thing. And if I'm Russ, now I start picking where I want to go. Because if I'm gonna be a backup, I'm gonna go and be a backup on a team that I know the starting quarterback is ass. Miami. Like, I'm gonna put myself in the best position to revitalize my career. And if he goes to honestly, I don't see Russ doing bad in Minnesota with the weapons that they got out there. Miami. Where else would I want to see him? I still would like him out here in Las Vegas. Who else? Because I'm not trying to get into teams that got young quarterbacks, and I don't want him to go to a shitty situation like Arizona. But those would probably be my three, look at spots, and just let them rock out and see what you get. Because I think him in Miami would be a good fit.
Well, him in Miami would be disgusting because
with the way he throws the deep ball.
Exactly, with the way he throws the deep ball and all the downfield threats they have, that's literally, that would be crazy. But you know what's interesting about Russ?
And Atlanta.
The interesting thing about Russ that I've always kind of found that people really don't kind of peep is that he's always quietly one of the best quarterbacks in the league. Now, look, this is the thing about Russ, right? A lot of people will give him his hate, but just looking at it, right? Looking at all 32 teams, right? You got the Cardinals, right? Mm-hmm. Now, Cardinals don't have anybody. They're starting to retool, revamp, right? But they're not sure of their quarterback, right? You got the Panthers, who still aren't sure of their young quarterback, Bryce Young, but then again, not enough weapons, right? Keep going. You keep going. You got Anthony Richardson in Indiana, but with his injury problems, we never know how he's going to pan out. Like you said, the Vikings. I wouldn't mind him going to the Patriots. They don't have an offensive fucking coordinator in the first place, or anyway, so he can go out there and literally just.
I would if I was him, I would do the Patriots. I mean, yeah.
I take him, and I would bring Jerry Jeudy because, like, we've already established that rapport, we've already established that connection. So now that way we can work throughout the offseason and get this fucking get this offense corrected. Not only that, they have a consistent run game. Sorry, I got dogs and stuff. But honestly, here's one thing that people haven't been saying: the Jets.
I was gonna say the Jets as well because we don't know what Mr. Ayahuasca.
Thank you.
What he gonna be on?
That's the biggest factor right there. We don't know how. I know he just came out and said, "Oh, I can still play for 4 to 5 years." Trust me, Aaron Rodgers has been my favorite quarterback since he came out of motherfucking Butte College. Okay, Butte College, not Cal. Okay, I'm talking about Butte College up here in Sacramento, Yuba Chico area. Okay, so I understand, but I also know when a motherfucker is lying. Okay, I also know when the game has passed you by and you're just not healthy enough to continue the game. So look,
because he could because if the Jets fall on their face
again,
he's done.
He's done. There's no way he's gonna want to come back from that. So with that being said, and if you guys, since you guys are so unsure of Zach Wilson,
which is crazy,
which is crazy to me, but that's the thing, right? This is the thing. This is what I'm thinking, right? When it comes to Zach Wilson, right, and it comes to Russ, right? You bring in a guy like Russell Wilson, right? You have 2 stone cold vets on that roster that Zach Wilson can now learn from and take advice from and start to grow his game from, right? If Aaron Rodgers just so happens to go down, he retires, boom, he bows out. Now you still have Russ. Now he's still learning from Russ, who, if you really look at it, they're virtually the same kind of player, right? Mobile, they can get out the pocket, really strong arm, great ball, a little bit pretty solid accuracy, right? Now you got Zach Wilson that's learning from a veteran like Russ, Super Bowl winning quarterback, always been in MVP talks when he was in his prime. So like now you have that true bridge to where even if Russ doesn't get you guys to the promised land, and with his ability and how young he still is and his ability to still play the game and those receivers, that defense, what's to say that he can't? You know what I'm saying? So now you have a perfect bridge. You let Zach sit for a while. You let him grow. You let him develop. Now you roll him out when Russ is ready to get up out of there. And now Zach Wilson is ready to take the reins, and you don't miss any steps there, right? Like, this is what teams should be doing. And even with the Steelers and the Justin Fields situation, right? I get it how it turns into a conventional 4th-round pick if Justin Fields plays. So I can understand how coaches' minds and GM's minds are already thinking and already spinning. But if people are still so unsure about this kid, then you let him sit behind virtually the same guy that his game is mirrored after, right? The only difference is Justin ran a lot more in the league, right? A lot of people got to go back and watch his college tape, but Justin ran a lot more in the league. If you look at Russ's earlier team, he did run a lot more. They did run a lot of RPOs. They did run a lot of options. So you let Justin sit behind Russell. You let him learn behind Russell. You let him learn and integrate the offense. You bring in all these young receivers because we know Pittsburgh is dope at drafting receivers. That's all they fucking draft. Good, apparently, right? You let him learn and build with these guys. Let him learn to build with these receivers. Let him learn and take notes from Russ. Russ is a smaller quarterback that has known to be able to get out the pocket or have to get out the pocket in order to see the field more, in order to get the ball downfield and to deliver more accurate passes, right? That's what we're starting to see Justin Fields develop into. Don't just wait in the pocket. Don't just sit up there and be stagnant. We know you can move, but extend the pocket, move around like a Russ, like a quote-unquote Patrick Mahomes, like an Aaron Rodgers, and look down the field and see what guys are open based off your body movement and based off your position, right? Russ can teach him that. So now when Russ is ready to go, now you have another guy that you can move into. He's younger, he's more athletic, he's stronger, he's faster, and now you can open up the offense to do more things that you couldn't do with Russ because you have a different type of player. But at the same time, he has the same mannerisms and the same mechanics as your vet guy that just left or just retired or whatever the case may be. So it's just going into this whole situation, no matter where Russ goes, I feel like you can use him to the ability of not only maintaining the strength of our team, but using that to bridge the gap to our next generation, because he still has a lot in the tank, and he still has a lot of info and a lot of knowledge to pass on to these young guys that literally play just like him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that's the thing about the whole Russ situation that kind of bothers me, is like everybody is just so on the negative side of him and not looking at the pluses to having a guy like Russ on your team, in your locker room, and helping out with his leadership, with all of the things that he is. Because everybody likes to he just became a punching bag for the wrong reason. And I personally, that's why I want this season to go well for him. Because the last thing I want is for Mike Tomlin's first season to not make the playoffs. He's the quarterback. Because then it's gonna be an avalanche. They're gonna bury him. It's not gonna be fun. You know. So, I want this season for him to go well, even if it's just for a year, and then he can retool somewhere else, maybe the Giants. You know, depending on what jobs open up, injuries and stuff like that. But I want Russ to get back on track, just so that his name and legacy isn't messed up for what he did. No one cared about the Seattle Seahawks before he got there. Nobody cared.
The most relevant person before Russ and the Legion of Boom got there, and Marshawn and everybody, was Sean Alexander and Matt Hasselbeck.
Yeah, and we didn't care about that.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
so, going back to, it's always going to come back to we done with the 80s. Yeah, but the only nigga we cared about was Steve Largent.
Yeah, that's the only motherfucker we cared about on the team, Steve Largent. Like, that's it. But two things about Russ before we go ahead and move on. Mm-hmm. One, I do blame Channing Crowder for part of this because of what he said on the podcast. And that kind of just started a whole conundrum.
Right.
And then second, I blame the media and just letting all of he got an office, and he's being a this and he's being a that, and he's changing the plays and he's doing that and this. And it's just like, bro, like, we didn't how long has he been doing that shit and nobody fucking cared?
How many other quarterbacks do all that and have all of that and no one cares?
You know what I'm saying? Like, we know quarterbacks act like divas, bro, but at the end of the day, y'all gave him the motherfucking shit, bro. Like, nigga, don't be mad about the shit that y'all gave him. Like, what the fuck? You feel me? If he felt like he deserved it, right, then he probably did motherfucking deserve it in his head, right? The shit that he did for the Seahawks franchise, who's to tell him no, right? Like, a lot of people are going to sit up there and point fingers. Oh, well, let's just do more of the defense. It don't matter, bro. He still, the numbers he put up and the talent that he displayed while he was there is undeniable. So let's not do that.
All them wide receivers that were on there got big ass deals, didn't they?
I mean, we knew who the fuck they were.
Like,
simply, we knew who the fuck they were. Let's be honest, bro, because nobody knew who. Hold on, let's really be honest here, bro, because nobody knew who you niggas were, okay? Until Russ started throwing you niggas deep balls and shit. And honestly, Javon Curse is probably the most known because he made the biggest play against the Packers in the NFC Championship game to send you niggas to the Super Bowl. So that, if I'm being honest, but the only thing that the Seahawks receivers were known for were the guys who Russell Wilson threw the ball to, because nobody really knew y'all. It was Marshawn Lynch and all the other guys.
Like Doug Baldwin and Golden Tate and
getting packed out by Percy Harvin, because that's the only thing y'all was good for, was getting packed out by Percy Harvin. because Percy Harvin came in the locker room, was beating y'all niggas ass, and y'all couldn't take it, and y'all had to cry and had that nigga go. Like literally, that's fact. Anybody who want to look it up? Look it up. Percy Harvin was in there mollywhopping them motherfucking receivers, and they couldn't take it because they was all weak, and they knew Percy was him, and they had to get him up out of there because Percy was beating their ass on and off the field. So that's the only thing y'all are really known for. Because when you got your big contract in fucking Detroit for that reason, Golden Tate. You always fighting, always getting beat up. From what it seemed like, shit. So you should probably, y'all. That's all I'm saying, man. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, like so.
Anything too much.
Let's get to we touched on a little bit of it last night on Player versus Team. Hopefully you guys go watch the episode and check out Player versus Team. We chopped it up, talked some college football.
We had about 13 views, so appreciate you guys. Keep going.
And then Caleb had his pro day.
The big SC Caleb Williams.
What were your thoughts on said pro day?
All right. Let's go ahead and get into this. First of all, there have been talks and saying that let's just go ahead and start from the beginning. Everybody was saying that he came out and he was like, there was a video of him walking onto the field and Keenan Allen is standing there with a hood on.
Can I just say something before you go?
Oh, go ahead. Do your thing. Go ahead. Do your thing.
Yeah, that walk onto the field, super zesty. Go ahead.
Oh, you mean the light skinned SoCal walk?
That's what that is?
That's what that is. That's the light skinned SoCal walk.
Okay.
That's what it is. I don't know what it is about SoCal and the water out there in SoCal. You know they don't get a lot of it. So when they do get it, it's a rare commodity. But the water out there in SoCal, I don't know what it does to the light-skinned niggas out there, but they get to walking and they switch their hips a little too much. I don't know if it's because they be outside with the beach, and I don't know. But you feel me?
Between the nails and that wall, that's all I'm going to say.
It is what it is. I don't know what it is about the light-skinned niggas in LA. Y'all know LA is the land of the weird. You feel me? But you feel me? So he walks on the field, and everybody's saying, "Oh, trying to act like he don't see Keenan Allen." And I don't even think I would have seen Keenan Allen sitting there looking incognito like that, in a whole bear bust down hoodie, staring at me like looking like Batman, bro. Like I'm gonna be like, Kazuya, what are you doing? Like, I'm sorry, take off your hood. You feel me? We're outside, my nigga. We're in. This is the thing, right?
And it was like 75 degrees.
We're in SoCal. We're not in Chicago, okay? Keenan, take off the hoodie, bro. We are in Southern California. It was 70 out here in Sacramento, so I know it was 100 something out there. Like, what are you doing in a whole Bears hoodie? But of course, that nigga can't see you, okay? This is LA. If you're not outside in some shades and some shorts and a little open up t-shirt with your chain out, ain't nobody seeing you, nigga. This ain't Chicago. This is not Detroit, okay? You're not gonna just go outside in a hoodie and everybody just be like, "Oh, hey, Keenan Allen." No, nigga, no. This is LA, okay? You got to show your face. You got to be outside, be vibrant, okay? Use colors. All right, man came out there in the midnight blue in a hoodie, and I thought everybody was gonna notice him. Like, get the fuck out of here.
Nobody knows. Nobody.
Get the fuck out of here. Second off, okay? I understand all the hype behind Mr. Caleb, but this gives me remnants of last year when everybody did the same thing about one Zach Wilson, and y'all ended up putting a lot too much on that kid's plate and wonder why he turned out the way he turned out. And that's basically what I see happening in Chicago. I understand that the offense looks a lot better. The defense is a lot better, but it's just the narrative, right? Like, if you're already going to have the idea that you don't like somebody, then it's automatically not going to work out. So at some point in time, y'all got to take away what the media says, ignore what the media says, and meet and talk to the person that you guys are assumed to be playing with. And it's the thing, right? It's the thing about it, right? There were 32 teams at his pro day. All 32 teams showed up to his fucking pro day, right? Not only his pro day, but they have a lot of fucking USC period has a lot of first round prospects this year alone. So I think they have 2 linemen. They have obviously Jerry Rice's son, Brendan Rice, and Caleb, and I think 2 defensive linemen as well, and a linebacker. So they have a lot of D1 prospects. So Caleb isn't the only one that they really truly came to see, right? The Raiders literally had stated that they were there specifically to talk to offensive linemen, a defensive lineman, and Brendan Rice.
I would like them to be Brendan Rice. So.
I would love for them to draft Brendan Rice because that would be crazy. That would be crazy. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, at the end of the day, and I think that's the reason why the Raiders haven't really made any moves as far as DB goes, because there's another DB on USC that's actually really, really good coverage wise. If we can just get him to tackle a little bit more, then we should be solid in our DB room. But like, I think a lot of guys or a lot of people in the media are trying to massacre Caleb before his career even starts and are basically trying to take away everything that he's been doing. And like, when you talk to the kid and you can listen to anybody who's talked to him, I say he's a great kid. And all of the freaking quotes and stuff that are coming out on social media, bro, they're not real. People.
So we're on 2 different ends of this Caleb Williams thing.
I mean, y'all know I'm a USC fan. Yeah. Y'all know at the end of the day, but this is the reason why, right? This is the reason why, right? If when everybody starts to hate people, when everybody starts to hate somebody, I start to become a fan, right? Because it's like, what are they doing that y'all hate so much? Bet I like it. You feel me? That's the reason why Draymond Green is one of my favorite players in the league. You feel me? But this is the thing, right? And I think it's all of the confidence that he walks with, and the confidence that he talks with, and this and it's that, and people, oh, he's cocky, he's this and that. The nigga played in SoCal. He's supposed to be fucking cocky. I don't know not one football player who's not cocky, bro. Like, y'all sit up there and try to push that narrative. Oh, he's cocky. He's supposed to be humble. We're football players. None of us are humble. Okay, we'll sit up there and lie to y'all and say that we are, but we're not. Okay, everybody walks on the field and they think that they're that guy, and if you don't, you probably shouldn't be playing the sport. Let's just fucking be honest. Okay, so all of that other extra narrative shit, just kill it, bro. If you don't like the kid because you don't like the kid, then just come out and say that you don't like the kid. But you can't sit up there and take away his talent. Oh, well, he's not good and he's this and that and this. Bro, at the end of the day, you still have to give him his credit for winning the Heisman. And on top of that, being competitive in some of the highest games. Yes, we get it. He didn't win. I understand that. And that's the reason why I'm going so hard, because y'all are talking about my motherfucking USC Trojans here.
I'm going to say, you in your feelings right now.
Yeah, they better fucking relax. So they talking about my Trojans. So y'all need to calm the fuck down, okay? Like, chill out. All right. The narrative around my Trojans is I'm really not like it. You feel me?
The way I look at it is this when it comes to Caleb. And the reason why a lot of people were who were at the pro day, they came away from it underwhelmed. It's twofold in my eyes. One, I don't believe he wanted to put on a really big show because the Bears do have the number 1 pick. He doesn't want to go to Chicago. And 2, what Caleb Williams does well doesn't translate to shorts and t-shirts. Him just throwing routes against air. His arm, even though, you want to say he has good arm talent, he doesn't have a lot of velocity on passes. He's not going to wow. He's not Justin Herbert. He's not like JJ coming out in the draft this year. He's not going to move. He's not going to wow you with how his arm looks, because you have to watch tape. That's why the off-script stuff and the comparisons to Patrick Mahomes are the way that they are, because that's what he does well. He's not going to, you don't get that in practice where you can just run around and throw sidearm passes. It's not going to work. That's not how that works. So to watch him just throw a ball, he's not going to move you. The meter's not going to move for you on that front. Maybe if he whips it and he throws a 70-some-odd yard pass, okay, cool. You can see the arm strength. But as far as the talent on outs and all that other stuff, he's not going to wow you.
We've seen this before, right? And that's the reason why I brought up Zach Wilson. You bring up freaking Jamarcus Russell, like you can bring up all of these strong arm guys or guys who have strong arms because, and everybody's known, you can go on past shows and hear my critiques about Caleb Williams, right? His footwork is choppy. He is very sporadic, especially when he gets outside the pocket, right? His best football is when he stands in the pocket and delivers a clean ball, because when he actually does that and doesn't try to do the whole quote unquote Patrick Mahomes stuff, he's very, very accurate. He delivers a great ball. His pocket presence is immaculate. His poise is solid, and he actually looks like a really, really good quarterback. It's when he starts to run around and do all that crazy Patrick Mahomes bullshit, trying to throw laterally or throw off his back foot. That's when all the problems really start, right? So it's when you really look at the film, and a lot of people are going to sit up there and say, "Oh, well, he doesn't show up in big games." He's literally outdoing every single quarterback in every single big game. The only problem is his team didn't come up with the win. And you can't always blame a quarterback for his team not coming up with the win. Like that literally doesn't make sense, especially when
I can
45 points a game.
No. I mean, not in every game, because I watched 3 high-profile games with Caleb. And both quarterbacks that he was going up against had lesser talent than him, one being Shedeur, the other one being the quarterback from Arizona, I think it was. Arizona. And he didn't outplay them. Like to have the amount of weapons at his disposal and him not maximize it. Like I said, I totally understand defense is one thing, but the offense didn't look good. He turned the ball over a lot.
I would say Shedeur, no, because despite everything that Shedeur had last year, he still was one of the top quarterbacks in the motherfucking nation, right? Like, just go, not only look at the film, but you can look at his numbers. So I heard some people talking about him today, and I'm really not listening to the Shedeur slander. Like, let's not do that.
No.
You can look at the film, and you can look at not only the film, but look at the numbers. But I do think, and it's the thing, right? When I say that he's played big in big games, there's a lot of people that are trying to insinuate that he played bad in these big games, right?
No,
like,
he's a product of expectation.
Exactly. And this is the thing about it, right? And this is the thing, and if you really pay attention, especially right to a Lincoln Riley based offense, it's really easy to track, right? It's a tempo, it's a script-based offense, right? And so when you stop that script or when you slow down that tempo, they start to, as my coach used to say, draw plays in the sand, right? And so that is, I think, what Caleb is also a victim of. He's also a victim of Lincoln Riley just thinking too much and not playing the game as it's supposed to be played, right? If you're in a obvious third and short situation, don't have Caleb do a fucking run out RPO. That's fucking stupid. Run the fucking ball, bro. Like, you have the offensive line, you have the running backs, run the ball. It's really not hard. So at the end of the day, like, for me personally, I'm just not going to sit up here and crucify a kid just because I don't like him and all the media and stuff like that and all of the stuff that his dad is coming out and saying, bro. Parents say dumb shit all the time in regards to their kids. They say stupid shit all the motherfucking time in regards to their kids in sports. So I'm not finna listen to his dad saying, "Oh, well, Caleb said that he wants half the team and he said that he needs to be in ownership of half the NFL." I'm not listening to that dumb shit, bro. Did Caleb say that in his mouth? Oh, okay, that's what I thought. Like, I'm not listening to none of the bullshit, bro. Let that kid go out there and either fail or succeed in his own right. And Jason Brower is the old quarterback of USC, right? He actually brought up something really good when it came to Caleb Williams, right? He said that a guy like Caleb Williams either has two ways that he's going to enter the league and his career is going to go, right? He's either going to get punched in the mouth figuratively, right? And he's going to respond how he would normally respond and be like, "Yep, I got it. It's okay. I'm going to correct the problem and get better." Or he's going to go down a whole different spiral and become a whole different kind of player, i.e. Johnny Manziel, Jamarcus Russell, Ryan Leaf, all of these guys that we consider quote unquote busts, right? Because that's the first time that his confidence, it's the first time that his football world has really came to the ultimate shock, right? And when he talked to Caleb, right, he said that he got the first guy, not the second guy, right? Now, the jury's out. Like I said, to me, the jury's out on all of these guys because at the end of the day, I think every single one of them, except maybe JJ, should be sitting for at least 2 years. That's just me, including our Heisman winner, Jaden Daniels. I still think his ass needs to sit for at least a year before he's ready to even go. So with all of these young quarterbacks in this coming up in this draft, and that means the Hiltons, that means the Spencer Rattlers, that means the Sam Hartmans, that means all of those guys. Because if you go back and watch the film, every single one of them has a problem that they need either help with or they need to be developed, and none of those guys are ready for the proverbial keys to the car as of this present moment. So of course he's going to have problems that he has to fix, and this is the reason why we talked about this yesterday on the show. Pro days don't really do shit, right? This is the reason why we said that a lot of these guys should be competing in the combine, right? You should be going out there and doing the combine because they're looking at angles, they're looking at timing, right? How are you going to throw it to this guy on a fade ball when you don't even know who the fuck he is? You never played with him, right? Mel, you brought up the point. How are you going to hit this 5-yard out route when you guys are on the far side of the field and you don't even know who that guy is? You don't know when he's going to break. You don't know what his timing is like, right? That's the thing that people that the coaches are wanting to see, right? And so when they bring you on even when they bring you on a private workout, you're not doing shit but throwing the ball 20, 30 fucking yards down the field.
Yep.
So it's like you really don't know what you really have until you have this guy on the field in practice, on film, during OTAs, during the games, and that you can really break down and see where he needs to get better at and see what he's good at, and now you can build off his strength. And I even think this the cool part about it, right? I don't even think Chicago going to draft him.
Well, that's perfect segue because that's what we're going to get to right now. We're going to go through the top 10 picks. We're going to give our mock draft, what we think is going to happen. So leaning into that, go ahead. With the Bears, I'll let you, so you ain't got to look up on the phone. The Bears got the number 1 pick.
I know the Bears got the number 1.
You said you don't think that they're going to do it. So what do you think?
I swear, okay. So you know how draft day goes, and you know that there's always that one either trade or one pick that literally fucks up or shakes up the whole draft. And I don't know what it is, bro. I have this feeling. I cannot shake it. I feel like the Bears is going to do some shit to throw this whole draft out of whack.
Right. And I said it last night, and I'm going to stand on it until it either happens or don't happen on draft night. We'll see. I don't think Chicago stays at 1. I think they make that trade. I think they drop down with Washington to number 2. Washington gets the 1, drafts Caleb. The Bears stockpile some more picks, drop down to maybe 7 with Tennessee because the Bears also have the 9th pick.
Yep.
So if they can stockpile picks and get the 7 pick and the 9 pick, you can still get you one of these quarterbacks and a whole bunch of draft picks.
Oh, see, and that's the thing. Okay, look, see, that's the thing, right? Because you can still like acquire something. That's why they're in such a cold. This is the reason why I say they're probably gonna do some crazy shit to fuck up the draft, because having that number 1 and that number 9, they're in the perfect spot to literally dictate how they want this draft to really go. So that's what I'm saying. Like, they may not even fuck around and take Caleb Williams. They may be like, yeah, no, we might just leave that nigga on the board, bro. You feel me?
Because I think it's a win-win if they drop down and switch with Washington. Because 1, they get the picks. Because even if they stay at 2, you can still take Jaden Daniels. And Washington gets Caleb, and Caleb gets to go to the team he wants to go to in the first place.
Oh, shoot. I cannot. This is crazy. I'm not going to lie to you. All right. So, number 1, I'm not going to lie. I think I see Chicago shaking up the whole draft and taking Marvin Harrison Jr. Number 1. At 1.
That would be crazy.
1. Shaking up the whole draft and taking
Okay,
him
so, because let me see something. Let me see if that happens. Caleb 2, let's say Drake May at 3. Does Arizona take a quarterback?
No, Arizona takes an alignment.
So Arizona doesn't take a quarterback. The Chargers aren't taking a quarterback. The Giants, no. Tennessee, no. Atlanta, no.
I think Tennessee takes
Then
a
the
quarterback.
then you got the Bears at 9. They can take a quarterback at 9.
I got Tennessee taking the quarterback.
Them niggas is not taking a quarterback. There's no way they're taking a quarterback. There's no way they're taking a quarterback. No way. There's no way.
I promise you, this draft is gonna be fucking crazy, bro.
There's
Look,
no way. That means they would have took a quarterback in the first round 3 straight years, dog.
I see it. I see it happening. I see. Look. Okay. Look.
No way. No way.
You tell me. Okay. Look. Listen. Just listen.
No way. No way, dog. There's no way. If they do that, they might as well blow the whole franchise up.
Tell me this isn't some Tennessee ass shit though, bro. Malik Willis. What's the other kid name? Will Levis and Bonus.
And then you got 3 shitty quarterbacks. If you combine them all, they're probably a decent quarterback.
Oh, tell me the Titans wouldn't pull the trigger on some crazy shit like that, bro.
If they did, that'd be crazy.
Oh my God. I swear I see it. I swear I see them.
So then who would the Bears get at 9 to play quarterback?
The Bears, I think they shake it up.
Do they go JJ?
I think they take JJ because he's more of a local kid. He's used to that type of weather in Michigan, so he's not going to worry about it. He's going to do what you ask and do what you say. He's not going to try to play any type of hero ball. And he probably throws the best tight spiral at everybody with the receivers that they got. I would probably take JJ. That's where I would take him. I've been saying that for a while, right? That they're gonna shake up the draft and take JJ at 9, and everybody's projected first round pick might just fuck around and sit a little bit. Some people might lose their job, but I'm saying
so you think Caleb doesn't go?
I don't think he goes in the first 5 to 6 picks, bro. I'm not even gonna lie to you.
Because if I'm Washington, if Melvin is Washington, not the organization, I'm taking Jaden Daniels before I take Caleb.
But I'm telling you, I would take, if I'm Washington, just based off what I need as a team. Yeah, I would take Jaden. And yep, I'm telling you, bro, like the way I got it, right?
Worst case scenario, still Penix is still on the board.
Yep.
Like they can still get a quarterback at 9. Like that's the crazy thing about this. They don't need to take Caleb at 1.
They don't, and that's the reason why I'm saying I really don't think they are because they don't have to. And a lot of people, this is the narrative behind why they ultimately let Justin Fields walk, and why everybody on Bears media and everybody in Chicago media is saying that nobody's trading the first pick. The first pick is this because, first of all, you already came out and said that y'all wasn't going to trade Justin Fields, so y'all was going to trade the first pick. So we don't believe you. I'm not even going to lie.
So you lied off that. So
off that, nigga. So we don't believe you, first and foremost. But now you guys are saying that the first pick is solidified, and you guys aren't trading the first pick, and it's basically as good as Caleb Williams. But I don't think they're going to take him. I think they're going to take Marvin Harrison Jr. first. I think Washington is probably going to end up taking Jaden Daniels. I think New England Patriots is going to take Drake May.
I don't think I don't think Caleb goes past New England.
I don't think New England's taking him. I think they're taking Drake May.
If the Bears don't take him and Washington don't take him, his ass is a Patriot next year.
That's it. I don't think he's getting picked in the top 6 or 7 picks, bro.
I don't think he gets. If he doesn't get, and if New England passes on him, you think he gets past Arizona and the Giants?
Yep.
And Tennessee?
Yep, because Bears can come back around and still pick him if they want to 9. But just based off needs, and I know the Patriots need a quarterback.
I'll keep it a whole bean. if he drops past Tennessee, the Falcons pull the trigger on his ass right then and there.
Absolutely.
They'll cut Kirk Cousins' ass right then. They'll cut that nigga right there. They'll trade that motherfucker so fast.
That's all I'm saying, bro. Because if you really look at it, the Bears take Marvin at 1. The Washington Commanders shake up the whole shit and take Jaden Daniels at 2. The Patriots, they've already been leaning more towards Drake May, so they take Drake May at 3. The Cardinals end up taking the lineman, what's his name, Joe, out of Notre Dame, right? Because they need offensive lineman work, right? The Chargers.
What the Chargers do?
Hey, who you want at this point? Who you want? You want Malik? You want Rome? Who you want? Which one? Because I know you're gonna take one of them. I know you're gonna take one of them.
Off the mock draft. Well, because on the mock draft they got Marvin Harrison Jr. going to the Chargers, which would be fucking.
That would be insane.
Nasty.
But nope, don't see.
So
that
if you don't get Marvin Harrison, so I guess Malik Neighbors goes there.
Yep, and then so wherever Malik goes, that's the next place. Either actually Malik goes to the Chargers, then Rome goes to the Giants, and if Rome goes to the Chargers, then Malik goes to the Giants. That's basically how I think that's going to go.
Got it.
The Titans is going to turn around and draft Bo Nix. I just see it. I don't know what the fuck. I don't know what it is. I'm convinced the Titans is going to do some dumb shit.
If they draft another fucking quarterback, dog.
I'm convinced Tennessee is going to do some dumb shit until I see them not do some dumb shit. Right? So I'm convinced that these niggas are going to draft Bo Nix, and that's what it is. Okay?
Well, then that's the case. Then if that's the case, he doesn't go past Atlanta.
I think that's when they pick up the draft and they say, "Yep, we're going to take Caleb just in case Kirk Cousins don't pan out."
Yeah, he doesn't. I don't think Caleb goes out of the top 10.
And then
because
the Bears, they take Brock Bowers.
Yeah, I can see it because the Jets at 10. There's no way he goes past the Jets.
Fuck no. They're not letting him pass the Jets at all.
Because if that's to happen, because then it gets real dicey. Because my thing is, if he slips past 6 or 7, the Raiders need to start making phone calls to move up.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely. They've already been trying to trade up. So we already know that the Raiders have been trying to trade up because they want to get their guy Jaden. But in the minute that they don't, if Caleb slips past 5, niggas better be on the horn like, hey, yo, what y'all need? We got it. Let me know. Okay?
Yeah.
Run that in.
Yeah, because that's when it starts getting a little, everybody's on the phone at that point.
Yeah, most definitely. Because Minnesota needs a quarterback, the Broncos need a quarterback, Saints need a quarterback, and they're all in the top 15. So at some point in time, if Caleb slips out of that top 5, niggas gonna be making calls for sure.
Okay, so we said Commanders, possibly Jaden Daniels, New England, Drake May.
Mm-hmm.
Cardinals take Joe Alt.
Mm-hmm.
Chargers wide receiver, depending on where Caleb goes. Who do the Giants take?
Wide receiver.
Right, we said Neighbors goes there.
Mm-hmm. Either Neighbors or Odunze. Whoever goes first, that's who's going to the Giants. The next one's going to the Giants.
Okay, so we'll say Neighbors is the next in line. Titans. Let's see what they say. Titans. No. Who did I say the Cardinals taking?
The Cardinals are taking Joe out. So Titans, being realistic.
Right. So Odunze goes to the Cardinals.
Being realistic, I would probably say the Titans take either Brock or.
You think they take tight end?
I think they take either Brock because they need some more tight end help. They got some solid receiver help, but they need a tight end to really solidify that offense, or the tackle at Oregon State.
Okay. So
but I still got him on the board for taking Bo Nix. I do not care.
So Aduze to the Cardinals, and then the Bears, depending on what they do with one.
Depending on what they do with one, but even then, if they don't take another one, if they don't take him again, right? If they let him, if he's gone, or if they're really set on what they want to do as a team, then I see them taking the tackle out of Penn State or J.C. Latham at Alabama because they still need offensive line. They need to solidify the offensive line, especially on the other side, the opposite side of Darnell Wright.
Okay. I would think definitely offensive line. So left tackle would be like the main point of emphasis if they do take Caleb at 1. I think they're probably gonna need another corner because what are they gonna do with Jalen Johnson? I like their safeties.
They're gonna have to pay him. Either you pay him or
because they were talking about trading his ass last year.
So either you pay him or you let him walk.
So
the next highest corner on the list is Terrion Arnold, who actually did have a pretty good showing at the combine.
So if they take Caleb at 1, assume if they don't go offensive line, they definitely go defense with that number 9 pick.
I would say that too.
The Jets at 10.
They definitely take an O-line.
They need to. They better take O-line.
If they don't take O-line, somebody get fired.
I think Aaron Rodgers is going to be standing there looking at them like, left tackle? Left tackle? Left tackle. Like, don't fuck around. Left tackle.
So you're
Look at my leg. Look at my leg.
He gonna lift his motherfucking cat. Look at my leg. Do you see my leg? Yeah. Hey, hold on. Look, we got the film from last year. We can put it on. You see my calf pop out right there? Yeah.
Yeah.
Drop that left tackle.
Like that Dave Chappelle skit. Like, what I'm gonna do about my legs, Charlie Murphy.
Rest in peace, Charlie Murphy, man. I wasn't outside.
Rest in peace, Charlie Murphy. Let's get to some free. Oh, you know what? I went over the Twitter stuff, and but this can tie into the free agency stuff anyway. So Isaiah Likely did not like Patrick Queen going to the Steelers.
Oh yeah, he actually took that very personally. Very personally.
He took my line too, which is very bad. Because I said last week that I'm gonna wish nothing but badness on the Chicago Bears should they trade Justin Fields.
That's true.
And Isaiah Likely said, I hope you have a shitty season and the team that you go to don't win a single game. This is right. And like the Steelers had nothing to do with this. I don't know why Patrick Queen decided he wanted to leave, but he left. But, don't wish that on the Steelers. That's bad.
I mean, hey, valid. I gotta say it's valid because they are division rivals. So
right, and it's yeah. Okay,
over there on the other side, man.
There's another layer to that. Yeah, there's another layer to it.
I feel that, but shoot, hey man, Patrick, shit, he went to get his money, man. Shit, you can't blame him, but that's a tough pill to swallow, big dog. Going to the division rival, and
right.
even shit. What's freaking they somebody else from the Ravens went to the Bengals. So
again, I think it was Geno Stone.
Yeah, Geno. Goodness gracious, that is tough right there.
Yeah. Which is crazy because if I'm Patrick Queen, I don't say nothing because they got 22 in the backfield. I'm not saying shit. Them niggas gonna be calling stretch left all game.
Oh my gosh! Hey, no, for real. If either one of y'all, just be quiet. Just be quiet.
Don't say
okay?
nothing.
Just
leave
be
it alone.
quiet. Okay.
They was talking crazy because they was like they just added an element to the tush push that no one ever thought about because they was like you got what's the fullback Ricard that's like 400 pounds.
Oh yeah, that nigga is massive, bro.
So you got him and Derrick Henry in the same back.
That nigga is massive, bro. Like, oh my god, it's wild that he like moves like that.
Yeah, they said their Wildcat is gonna be ridiculous.
Can you imagine that jump pass that's gonna be in the red zone? Derrick Henry big ass and Isaiah Likely big ass just paying giant catch and shit, tossing it back and forth like two attack on the Titans. That shit's fucking wild. That's crazy.
No, I still think it's illegal to put the two of them niggas in the same Lamar Jackson and Derrick Henry in the same backfield.
Yeah, no, that has to be a federal crime somewhere, bro. Like,
right.
It has to be.
Speaking of Baltimore Ravens that did not come back, Odell Beckham has been on his little tour. Is going to visit the Miami Dolphins. I think he got there today.
Yeah, he's supposed to be visiting today. A lot better weather than we're having out here. I'm excited for that. I like that. I like that a lot. I like that for Odell. Glad that he's doing that. I hope that works. I'm not even gonna lie to you. Him, who's that? I think that they're trying to bring back Robbie Anderson or the chosen one. I don't know what his goddamn name is no more. I think Mel has froze, or maybe I froze. I don't know. Let's go ahead and see what happened here. I know we're still live though, but with that receiver core, I think that Odell could probably thrive in it off. Yeah, see Mel, he dropped out, guys. GED. He'll be right back though. But with that offense, I think that Odell thrives in that offense. I think that he and Mike McDaniels can come up with ways for him to be creative in that offense and kind of extend his playing career because Raheem Mostert is 31, 32. He had damn near the most touchdowns in the league last year. So with him gaining a we both got kicked out.
All right, there we go.
Kicked both out, and we both got our GED, but we back.
Yeah. So yeah, Odell is visiting with Miami, which would be absolutely ridiculous to add Odell to that situation.
I mean, I think it'll benefit him a lot, honestly.
I'm gonna tell you where I would want him to go.
Vegas.
And this is only because this is probably like my new favorite team. And it's very weird. But he should go to Texans.
But that boy CJ Stroud's in, huh? Oh yeah. I like that. I like that a lot. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not gonna lie. I think he probably should go up there to go down there to Houston. I don't know, man. He might be dangerous. Are you sure?
Because you put him, Nico Collins, Tank Dell, Joe Mixon, CJ Stroud, Dalton Schultz. I like that.
That's dangerous. That is very dangerous. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I mean, don't get me wrong. I like the Miami move in the
Miami
go there.
It sounds dope. I just don't like the quarterback.
I mean, I could definitely understand that. Definitely understand that. But just with Mike McDaniels and that offense and him being able to come up with creative schemes and creative plays in order to get guys in positions in order for them to win, and thinking about Raheem Mostert and how he was one of the oldest players in the league, kind of sort of at running back and still damn near led the league in touchdowns. I just think that he can draw some things to get Odell open and kind of get his career kind of on the fast track again. But I'm not gonna lie to you, that Houston pick, that will give them too many weapons to choose. You can't guard everybody. And
here's another one.
No way you'll be able to.
Another one. So I was thinking about it when I saw him going to Miami. I was like, I like it, but I don't like it. What if he goes back to New York? But to the Jets.
Ooh, I was gonna say, the Giants do need a receiver. I'm not gonna lie to you, they definitely do need a receiver. Yeah, they welcome it back, open arms. But
you get Garrett Wilson, Mike Williams, Odell.
Whoa, that's different. I'm not gonna lie to you, that's different. You get Aaron Rodgers, Odell, barring he says healthy, right?
Yeah.
You get a healthy Mike Williams, Garrett Wilson.
Look, I like, because this is gonna go back, because we're gonna talk about wide receiver duos in the NFL, when we finish this. But there's a lot of places he can go that it would look really, really good. Like I'm saying, him in Buffalo, not a bad look.
Oh, but granted, we did say Buffalo a few seasons ago as well. So if
you can get him and Stephon.
I think him and Stephon probably will work really, really solid together, especially with Gabe Davis being gone now.
Yep. Oh, if you want to be super ignorant, by all measure of the words ignorant, drop Odell in Atlanta.
I'm not even gonna lie to you, that is kind of ignorant. That is crazy. That is actually crazy. Woo! Damn.
Yeah.
Oh, man. He can go chill with the other quote unquote old school receivers or old receivers in Tennessee. They got D-Hop over there. You can have Odell.
I don't like the quarterback situation though.
And you got
D-Hop, Calvin Ridley, and Odell is nuts.
You know what I'm saying? I don't see why not.
I just don't like the quarterback.
Of course, yeah, no, most definitely. Shoot.
But Odell anywhere becomes a cheat code.
Yeah, shoot, Odell comes to them.
Because like I said, you drop him in Vegas with Jacoby Myers and Tay.
Come on down.
It gets crazy. Or you get real ignorant. He goes back to LA with the Rams, and you got him, Kupp, and Puka.
Gets ignorant. Ooh, see, bro, I'm trying to tell you, Odell, wherever you want to go.
He adds another layer to your offense that your team just didn't have. What if he goes to Philly? What if Saquon calls when he goes to Philly?
Okay, so look, that's different. Because you add him to AJ Brown, you add him to Devontae Smith, Saquon. Ooh, god damn it. It's crazy because I really didn't even think about Philly at first. They weren't even on my mind, but if he goes to Philly,
yeah,
that would be Okay, so look, before we move on, I want to ask you this question.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that Justin Jefferson and Jamar Chase playing together is a true thing?
Can it happen?
Possibly.
I think so. Why not?
The only reason why I asked you that is because, as we know,
it just depends on where it's going to happen. I don't think it's going to happen in Minnesota.
Yeah, I don't think that's the plan either. I think that they're planning on happen. I think they're planning on doing it in Cincinnati with one Joe Burrow. And this is the reason why I say that is because the Minnesota Vikings have offered Justin Jefferson a contract to be the highest pay receiver in the league. He did not take it. It's been known that he wanted to play with Kirk Cousins. Kirk Cousins is now gone. He doesn't want to be part of any type of rebuild, and he doesn't want to necessarily try to build chemistry with another young receiver. Now, his plan, according to
because this is what year for him?
Fourth.
So he's going into his last year of his deal.
Yeah. So his plan is to go to the Bengals in some way, shape, or form to link up with Jamar Chase. Now, I don't know how they would get the money and everything worked out.
Because if at the end of the season, I think that no, they can franchise tag him.
They could. But then you would have to pay. You have to pay him first, and then Jamar after.
No, the Vikings. The Vikings can still friend. In order for him to get to the Bengals, they would have to trade him.
That's true. And I think that's the ultimate plan that they're trying. That somebody in the works is trying to work out, whether it be him or whether it be somebody part of his team. But I know that has been the talks of the sports world, and with the subliminal messages that both those guys have been sending on Twitter as of lately, I would not be surprised if
they both end up on the fucking Bengals. Well, it all depends. Joe Burrow got to stay healthy.
Now, Joe Burrow, that's definitely true. Joe Burrow also definitely has to stay healthy. And just to bring up Joe Burrow and the Bengals, I understand they've been trying to retool and revamp their O-line with two of the worst O linemen that are probably in the league right now, in Orlando Brown Jr. and Trent Brown. First of all, I don't know why you went with the Brown brothers. One of them is absolutely ass, and the other one don't like to play football. You would probably be more inclined to look in the draft because there's a lot of good alignment in the draft, and some free agent alignment. But going with those two,
they're banking on the change of scenery will help.
I don't know. I mean, Trent Brown has had plenty of changes of scenery, and
he hasn't been to Ohio, I guess.
I don't know how much to change your scenery is, much more change of scenery you need. And in Orlando Brown Jr., nigga, you won a Super Bowl and you're still ass. So there's that. So all I'm saying is, Zach Taylor, don't bank all your bucks on those two gentlemen right there, because they might fuck around and let you down, big dog. Joe Burrow might be running for his life again.
Right. And so, I mean, if it happens, we'll see. I mean, if they're trying to recreate the magic they had in college, I guess.
They don't got that defense though, still, but sure.
I mean, the defense. No, I mean the Bengal defense is legit. I like the defense.
Oh no, the Bengals defense is good. I'm talking about LSU's defense.
Oh,
the Derek Stingley's, the.
Oh, you're talking about
safety. Yeah, you guys don't have those guys anymore. But I mean, shoot, what's for thinking? I'm not gonna lie. I hope it happens. I want to see it.
Yeah, I want to see if because then we're gonna. I mean, that's scary.
Yeah, that'll be fun. I think that'll be a fun time. Very fun time.
So on this last leg of the show, the theme of the last, for the past couple of weeks, everybody. We done with the 90s.
We're done with the 90s. Shut up.
So look, we're going to end this show, and just give some more perspective on this BS that is coming out of some of y'all mouths, because, like I said, it's infiltrating football spaces too as well. So I'm going to say this: if you are a Cowboys fan, you cannot say we done with it.
Absolutely not.
Because the only reason you're a Cowboy fan is because of everything that happened in the night.
If you're a Niner fan, you definitely shouldn't be saying we're done with the 90s, because The 90s was y'all last best years.
Yeah, that was the next team I was going to get to. So, if, like, you can't do this. Like, it's a weak argument. It's weak sauce to totally dismiss everything that came before you, because everything that came before you is the reason why you have what you have today. And the greats are the greats. Doesn't matter what era they played in, because they can play in any era. And the way I'm going to, bring this to football is take a look at the top running backs in the NFL. I think we did this already, but we'll do it again. Christian McCaffrey is basically Marshall Faulk.
Basically.
Like, he's basically Roger Craig. Like, those guys exist. You can say bigger, stronger, faster, evolution, but those guys still existed in the 80s and the 90s. Y'all love quarterbacks who throw for a bunch of yards. Well, that was Dan Marino. He was doing that in the 80s. The 40 and 50 touchdown seasons. He was doing that. Now, what y'all don't have is the running backs from the 80s and the 90s. Y'all don't got those. You don't got the Barry Sanders. You don't got the Walter Paytons, the Herschel Walkers. You don't got those guys, because the game has evolved. But you close. You got your Derrick Henrys and stuff like that. But you have no Jerry Rice.
People can't do this with football, bro, for this main reason. Football is not a game like basketball to where it changes like super, super seriously like that, right? Like basketball, the game can be faster, right? The game, like, you can score a lot more points, right? They can take stuff out of the game to make it safer, quote unquote, whatever the case may be, or make it whatever the case, right? But
the NFL is different. But the NFL, see, it's weird because the NFL kind of disproves we done with the 90s.
Because you can't be, because we're still using the same things from the fucking 40s, the 30s, the 20s.
Like the Dolphins, the Bills K-gun offense is basically what you guys run in today's offense. Like the hurry up offense and all that shit.
Yeah.
That was the Bills K-gun offense. Like the run and shoot. Y'all don't use 4 wide receivers, but how you have receivers reading zones and doing all that, that was the whole basis of the run and shoot.
I mean, bro, in high school, bro, we ran the split action veer. And in high school, bro, that was in the 2010s. That was in the mid 2000s, bro. We ran the split action veer, 2 backs split, 36 out, 37 out, 30 trap type shit. Like, that's old school football. Like when these guys, and it's the thing, right? Just in case you guys seem to forget, when guys line up in goal line formation, when they line up with no receivers, double tight, right? Heavy, right? They bring the extra lineman in, right?
Go watch the old Packers.
Go watch the old Chicago Bears. They used to bring in Refrigerator Perry, right? Put him in the backfield, right? Line him up.
How many teams bring in a defense tackle to play fullback on the goal line?
Play fullback, bro. My younger brother who played for Alabama, he used to do that. He was left tackle, and they used to put him at fullback, and he used to block for, guess what? Derrick Henry in the goal line. Now, mind you, my little brother, right? He's 6'8" and every bit of 375. That's wildly insane to put a 6'8" tackle at fullback in front of Derrick Henry. That's what they used to do, because they used to do the same shit with Refrigerator Perry, who was virtually the same size, with Walter Payton. Like, this is football. You can't do the same thing. A lot of old coaches still call wide receivers split ends. Go out and go to end. Most of you young motherfuckers that sit up there and go think, I'm going to go to D end. No, he's talking about split end. I don't even know what a split end is.
Shit, call somebody a flanker and see what happens.
Call somebody a goddamn flanker and they're going to lose their fucking mind.
I'm like, excuse you? Never mind.
A what?
Don't worry.
What did you just call me? Did you just? Never. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. My bad.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody run a flag route. They're gonna lose their shit. Wait till we tell you guys that receivers used to line up in a 3-point stance.
That is true.
Ain't that some shit? The receivers used to line up in a 3-point stance, dog. Like football is football, bro. You can't change the game of football because you like somebody, or because their peak was. That doesn't make any sense. That's not how it works. Because at the end of the day, they're still using the same exact technique that the guy before them used. And you can't use the same exact technique the guy before you used and not be better than that guy and be ranked higher. That's not how that works.
Yeah, you either good or you not, dog, at the end of the day.
You either better or you're not.
We didn't care. Like I said, we didn't care. Numbers didn't dictate if you were that guy or not. Like, we watched the film. We looked at the tape. We watched the games. Nah, that dude was the guy. Like, because Troy Aikman won 3 Super Bowls, no one thought that Troy Aikman was a top 10 quarterback.
It's just the numbers were the sugar on top. You feel me?
Like, you still got to go out on the field and you got to prove it on the field. We know Barry Sanders is the best runner. Either Barry Sanders or Jim Brown. I don't care which one of those two you want to pick. Those are the 2 best running backs in NFL history. We don't care that Emmitt Smith got the all-time rushing record.
Behind Hall of Fame offensive line. Because you have to bring that into account.
Yeah, we don't care. We don't care.
We don't. Sorry.
Like, you know, like
the only time where GOAT numbers matter in GOAT conversations is when you're talking about Jerry Rice and receivers, because his numbers literally trump everybody by thousands. It's not by a couple hundred, it's by thousands.
Jerry Rice and Tom Brady are the rare exceptions where longevity and dominance they combine it into one player.
Yep.
Like that's why they're considered the greatest 2 players to ever play the sport.
Mm-hmm.
Because they dominated when they were young, in their prime, and at the end of their careers.
Mm-hmm.
And they have the championships to prove it.
They have the championships to prove it. They have the numbers to prove it. It's not that they dominated for 3, 5, 4 years in the middle of their career, but at the beginning of the career they were ass, and at the end of their career they were ass. They literally dominated throughout the whole time. Like there wasn't a point in time when you looked at Tom Brady or Peyton Manning or Drew Brees or any of these guys and they weren't in the top 10, top 5 of passing yards. They weren't in the top 10, top 5 touchdowns. They weren't in the MVP race competing and battling out against each other. Like it was like that every single year. But the difference was, right, you didn't have a whole bunch of weak niggas sitting up there passing for a whole bunch of yards and then everybody trying to deem them the greatest. Oh my God, he passed for 5,000 yards. Of course he did, because it's a quote unquote passing league because the running back is so disrespected now. So of course this guy's gonna go out there and throw for 5,000 fucking yards. But what did his team do?
Right.
Did they win?
For some reason, in a team sport, winning as a team, they have thrown that out the window.
Did they win? Make the playoffs? They win a playoff game? NFC championship, AFC championship, Super Bowl? Like, okay, yeah, he has 15,000 yards passing, but what has he done? What has he done?
And we have to understand, like, when it comes to quarterbacks, they are viewed totally different than position players. When we can talk wins and losses when it comes to a quarterback, we don't talk wins and losses with position players. Because those guys, you need a good quarterback to win in this league. And if you're a running back, Barry Sanders, and you do your job beyond to the best of anybody else's ability, you can still not win. Because in 9 years, when he retired, he was only like 1,800 yards away from passing Walter Payton's all-time rushing record in 9 years. But in those 9 years, he has more All-Pros, more Pro Bowls, more touchdowns. Well, not more touchdowns, but more rushing titles than Emmitt Smith did in 17 years.
And with football, it's even more.
15.
It's such the ultimate team game because it's not only are you relying on 10 other players to do their fucking job, but you're relying on 5 to 6 other people that aren't even on the field to do their fucking job as well, right? Like with basketball, you can go out there and you can play hero ball, you can play individual ball, and you might fucking come out with a win, right? Just because you weren't neutral. That shit don't fucking work in football, nigga. You can be on point. You can be throwing the most beautiful dots. You can be making every single fucking tackle. You can make every single goddamn catch. And somebody over there on the other side fuck up. Somebody over there on the other side ain't doing their goddamn job. The coach is sitting up there calling stupid ass shit. Like there's so much that goes into a football game that you can't literally sit up there and be like, oh, well, we're done with the. Y'all still are using the same shit that motherfuckers was using from 1960, bro. Y'all can't never say you're done with the 90s. You can never say you're done with old school football. You're still using the same exact shit.
Like everything that y'all know and love came from back. A lot of y'all became fans of teams because of what happened in the 90s.
Because of what happened back then. I know for a day, bro, that's the cool part about it, right? Just like how we brought up the Niners and how we brought up the Cowboys. That's the only reason why a lot of y'all, unless you're a Patriots fan, that's the only reason why a lot of y'all is a fan of your fucking team because of what happened back in the goddamn day. Yeah. I remember NFL's greatest games. Yeah, I watched all that shit on ESPN, all that shit too, bro. Like, that's the reason why you're a fan.
Like, why do y'all complain now, talking about, oh man, the game is so soft? Because you watched the game in the 90s.
Yeah, because you watched the game from back in the day and you remember how it was played from back in the day, and you think that's how it should be played now, right? Yeah. Shout out to back in the day football. Shout out to old school football. That's
right.
That's
like
what it is.
You watch, the Ronnie Lotts and the Steve Atwaters and the Barry Sanders and the Joe Montanas and the Dan Marinos. You watch all these dudes. The Randall Cunningham. Most of y'all fell in love with football because of Randall Cunningham.
Man, most of y'all motherfuckers fell in love with football because of how hard the hits were, and Ray Lewis and Sean Taylor is still motherfuckers' favorite safety of all time.
You don't get to.
And Reed is still people's favorite safety of all time.
Yeah, like
Ryan Dawkins.
Aren't they comparing Micah Parsons to Lawrence Taylor?
Wait, I could have swore they were doing that with Aaron Donald.
Right. Everybody, look. I'm gonna switch over to basketball for a hot second, and then we can roll up on it. The reason why you can't get away from the 90s is because everybody that you know and love today is always compared to somebody from the 90s. Look, they've been trying to find a new Michael Jordan since Michael Jordan. It was Kobe, Vince Carter, T-Mac. Now it's Anthony Edwards. Y'all want to lie and say Jaylen Brown. Like this nigga's Michael. This nigga's Jordan. This nigga's Jordan. This nigga's Jordan. But y'all said the game is progressed, bigger, stronger, faster. So why are you still comparing everybody to this month?
You want to know what's crazy about that? Since we're going to talk about basketball, I'm going to go ahead and get into this a little bit right here, but I'm going to go ahead and go on a more longer tangent on the basketball show on Monday. So make sure y'all tune in. Basket to Basket, 5:30 Western time, 7:30 Eastern. But look, check this out. You want to know what's crazy about that? Everybody's saying we're done with the 90s and all the stuff like that, right? What's the main thing that people complain about nowadays about in basketball, right? The fouls, right? So y'all complain about the fouls because y'all think that y'all say that the refs are too quote unquote soft.
But didn't say that the 90s. There you go.
Oh, okay. So in order for y'all to say that this era is quote unquote soft, or these refs are soft, or these refs have a too quick of a whistle, you would have to compare that to an era where the refs weren't like that, correct?
That would be 100% correct, sir.
Oh, okay. So which means that the past eras where refs were more lenient on a whistle is probably what you guys want, right? And when I talk to people, they we should bring back hand checking, and they should allow this back in the game, and they should allow that back in the game.
Didn't the commissioner just say we need to bring back defense?
That's crazy because that sounds like a specific era that everybody's claiming that they've done with. But
Right.
what do I know, right? And that's the thing you can't. That's the thing. Reason why I keep saying there's no logic in that statement is because y'all can't be done with something that you literally take notes from.
That you are yearning for, like that you want it.
You
Like
want
you want
like that's what you want back. You can't say we're done with the 90s when y'all want all the 90s cartoons back. Y'all want all the 90s movies back. Y'all want all the 90s flag and everything
on
back.
Disney Plus right now. Didn't they not just drop X-Men 97?
Then what? What was that? What was that last word?
97?
Oh, okay. No way.
Motherfucker waited to 2024 to drop a cartoon from the 90s.
What? Mel say it ain't so. There's no way. You mean to tell me a whole bunch of people that was sitting up there saying we done with the 90s sat up there and gave Disney Plus one of their biggest streaming numbers in probably months, honestly. Because when you go look at it, the numbers from when before X-Men 97 dropped, the numbers after X-Men 97 dropped exploded exponentially. So you mean to tell me everybody who said they was done with the 90s went and downloaded and subscribed to Disney Plus just to watch something from the 90s?
That's what. Hey.
Oh, that is wild. Now let me ask you something. When you was a kid back in the day, right? And you used to, shoot in a trash can. What did you used to say? Just off rip.
Oh, you sit back, you put the chair up, and I mean it's Kobe. For me, some people might use other people, but I mean Dave Chappelle, even Kobe. I mean,
I'm just saying, and like the hook shot, the drop step, defense, right, blocking, right, steals, right. Basically, the game of basketball itself, right? That came from the old school, correct?
I believe so. I mean, Kyrie Irving literally just had a game winner with his left hand hook shot. Did he not? I mean,
I believe so. I think that there was a guy named Dr. Naismith, and way back when, right? This is way before the 90s, right? Invented this game that we call basketball, and now people play it at a really high level. So I don't think how you can be done with the old school of the 90s when it's like you don't get the game that you guys quote unquote love without the development of the game from back in the day. Like all you guys doing no look passes. Y'all should probably go talk to and thank Magic Johnson for that, right? Like probably go give him, right? Everybody's been posting the same Jalen Green freaking up and under layup freaking switch that he did. I'm like, bro, but Michael Jordan did that in the 91 finals.
Motherfucker told me this what happened. So the move Jordan did on the Lakers when he switched hands? Went to
the lefty switch. That's my favorite move.
Motherfucker told me, he said, "Oh, that's an average Kyrie layup today." And I said, I said that wasn't the point of the video, but what you did just proved the even bigger point. Because Jordan did that shit in 1991.
In 91.
That's why if you're saying that that's an average Kyrie layup, and he in 2024, and Michael Jordan did it in 1991, that's why that nigga's the GOAT.
So he had to have learned it from somewhere, right?
That's why I keep trying to tell people.
Oh, that's crazy.
Oh, well, Rod Strickland was. I said, well, where did Rod Strickland play? When did his daddy? When did Kyrie daddy play?
That's crazy, right? And this reason why I say,
I've messed people's brains up when I tell them if you watch Rod Strickland highlights, he was Euro stepping in the 90s.
Mm-hmm.
So, and all y'all big, we got stretch fives. Well, there were stretch fives back then too. They just didn't shoot them like Bill Laimbeer or Arvydas Sabonis, and like They were
Oh, did you just say? Did you just say OG Sabonis? Because a lot of people don't know that OG Sabonis played in the league too. So
Sacramento Sabonis' daddy.
Yeah, no, we're not talking about Domas for all our young kids out there. We talking about Arvias. We talking about OG Sabonis, right? You feel me? Who actually, you feel me? That the man's can shoot. You feel me? Yeah. And it's the thing, right? For everybody saying, "Oh, well, they can play in that era, but they can't play." Bro, understand that guys back in the day took their roles seriously. You had to take on a role to make a team. There wasn't no positionless basketball.
A dude told me that's what I said. This how I know you don't watch basketball. He said Dennis Rodman would be a liability in basketball today. I said, you don't know who Dennis Rodman is. I said, Dennis Rodman was averaging 25 points in college. When he got to the NBA, he just accepted the role that he was given. But don't get it twisted. If Dennis Rodman wanted to score, Dennis Rodman would go score.
We're talking. He said Dennis Rodman would be a liability. Like this guy didn't break down the trajectory of balls coming off the rim in order to get rebounds. Like broke down the back spin or the spin of the ball and how it would hit the rim or the backboard in order to place himself there to get a You're talking about a guy that did that in the 90s.
Yes, that guy.
He would be a liability today when that was his whole job was to play defense and get rebounds. He would be a liability.
Because he was talking about offensively he would be a liability on offense. I was like, well, Dennis Rodman could shoot. Just because he didn't do it doesn't mean he couldn't do it.
And that's the thing. A lot of these TikTok university guys don't really understand, right? Is that just because a guy takes or accepts a fucking role, that doesn't mean that he's a bad player. That doesn't mean he's ass, he's weak. Like everybody says it all the goddamn time, bro. Like Pat Bev was like that when he was in high school, when he was in college. Like he takes on that role specifically because he makes money off of it. That's what's keeping his career and that's what's keeping his career alive.
They showed highlights of Kevon Looney in college.
Yeah, he was a problem at UCLA. A problem.
I'm like, can we get that Kevon Looney in Golden State?
Yeah, no more.
Because Steph some buckets.
You feel me? Yeah. Like, I want everybody to say, ooh, Draymond wouldn't be this if he wasn't on. Go look at Draymond Green at Michigan State. Go look at Draymond Green in the Vegas Summer League. Go look at Draymond Green in the rookie showcase. Like, come on, bro. The man was hitting step back threes.
Like, dude,
behind the back, three.
They just accept their roles. Like for some of y'all, the Andre Iguodala that y'all know is not the Andre Iguodala that I know.
They know him as strictly a defensive player. That's it.
That nigga was a bucket in Philly.
Iggy was this is before he was Iggy. Okay,
he didn't even care about defense. He didn't care about defense.
Okay.
They called him AI.
Man,
in Philly. They called him AI.
The man was a problem, a high-flying problem. This is before the knees went, okay? Because he would not only quick first step, crossover, but he is rising up right here. Yeah.
Dudes people change as their careers get defined.
It should and as it has to, right? Because only dumb players, only people who have never played the game or have never played a sport before in their fucking life think that everybody is just going to be playing the same exact way for their whole fucking career. No, you're going to have peaks, you're going to have lows, you're going to have highs, you're going to have all kind of bullshit that goes on. But as long as you have a long, successful career, that's the only thing that matters. But leave it to all of these TikTok university dumbasses. They are going to think that the stats and this is the end all be all and all this extra bullshit. And then y'all are ruining sports. Y'all need to stop watching sports.
Fucking up. Y'all fucking it up. You're fucking up sports. But we're going to get into this more on Monday because this is a football show. We're going to get into the basketball on Monday. Hopefully, I'll be able to take off from work and come through because I got a lot of shit to get off my chest about this goddamn basketball.
We'll be glad to have you.
So with that being said, Another dope, amazing show. And like I said, we are the best football show / sports show because we're gonna give you a little bit of everything here.
A little bit of everything. A little bit of
A
everything.
little bit of everything. Like I said, we got the draft coming up. Some more free agency stuff coming up. The UFL is getting ready to start kicking up.
Spring football is here.
So we're going to get into the spring football as well. Moolage, you got to let the people know about.
Yeah.
Yep.
They got me, y'all. They got me. Your boy Moolage is getting old. All right. Things just don't click in the same like they used to back in the day. Things like to come pop out of place and, fall out of place sometimes, and you got to put it back together like puzzle piece. And this time it wasn't so hard to put that together. So sometimes you need expert help to put some things back together. And that's exactly what happened. As you guys know, I do play semi-pro football. Shout out to the California State Stampede. We do got a game tomorrow against the Rattlers, which I will not be attending because I can't get my calves wet. But ended up breaking my foot fourth quarter of the first game. Definitely sucks because I was having a really good game, and got a doctor's appointment on Tuesday to kind of really find out what the recovery is like and how long I'm going to be out for. But yes, this just goes to show, folks, when you get over a certain age, play golf.
Fuck that. I played football until I was 40. And I'm getting in shape because I'm playing this summer. Not contact though, just flag. I'm not doing the contact. I might do the contact depending on how I feel. We'll see.
I'm not gonna lie to you. Like I say, every single show, us football players are insane, and we just don't know how to.
I'm a psychopath, so there's that. I still think I got more in me until I get out there. We're gonna see. I told my cousin today. So I'm gonna find out for real, if I'm about that shit. Because I want to see. I feel like I got another good season. I feel like I got.
Hey man. Just because we get old, that don't mean we get smarter, man. Okay.
Right. Oh no. I'm gonna beat you with my mind on that field before I beat you physically. That's gonna be the first thing.
All right. Because I'm gonna run through your face, regardless. Okay. So yeah. When my foot get ready, I don't give a fuck. I'm back on the field and I'm gonna run through somebody's face again. So yeah, 2025-2026 season, be on the lookout because your boy is popping back out on that field. Because I can't go. You can't go out on that. You know what I'm saying? You gotta stay out. You gotta go out on the high note.
And that's why I am where I am, because I got into a motorcycle accident, messed my knee up, and I never got to finish up the season the way I wanted to. And when I healed up, I found my wife and
had some kids. You know what I'm saying?
I started coaching and shit. So.
Mm-hmm. Yep, I know how that go, big dog. Trust me.
So, but I think I got one more left.
Hey, I feel it. Let's get to it.
Yeah, come on, push your button.
Push the goddamn button.
Push the